Today in this video, we're going to be doing some civil FE exam review for the civil section. And today we're specifically going to be talking about engineering economics. So I have some practice problems for you all. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So I'm going to minimize. Oh, I look distorted now, but you really don't need to see me. Just need to see the problems. So I'm here in the FE manual, and I want to show you specifically what we'll be covering today. So if you're not familiar with the FE manual, please get familiar with it. We're going to be covering engineering economics, and I cover each topics. And so today we're going to be focusing on time value of money. So if you've missed mathematics, ethics, I go over each of the concepts. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you know when I drop new videos. All right, so problem number 1. It's in the right corner. Let's just read it out. All right, so it says, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you can see it. All right, at age 30, you invest $5,000 into a mutual fund. If the fund averages an 8% annual return, your investment is worth how much at age 55? Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I typically ask myself, am I going to be able to use the FE manual for this problem? And my answer would be yes. It looks like they're giving us a few different items like interest, the return, upfront investments. So I'm going to just try to find the engineering economics section first. And maybe I can hit Control Find engineering. That's not how you spell engineering. All right, 16 sections that come up. And so I'm gonna see if there's a section in my FE handbook. It says it's on page 230. So if you keep scrolling, okay, we look like we're at it. All right, so the question is asking at age 30, your investment is worth how much at age 55. So with these, I kind of like to write out my givens and use the tables as they should be. So just gonna start, and please bear with me on my handwriting. So we know that I invest 5,000. So P is equal to 5,000. That's the present value of the money that I invested, right? I know that my average annual return is 8%. So that is represented by I. Okay. And what is my investment worth at age 55? So F, a future value, is not known, right? That value is not known. So I'll just put a question mark there. So what it looks like is I'm trying to find P given F. I'm trying to find F given P, right? So how do I do that? Well, I like to draw pictures. So what does this look like? Well, it's gonna do a little time chart, and it says at the age of 30, I'm just gonna put 30, and at the end, looking at 55. All right, so I go ahead and invest 5,000. So I'm down $5,000. I'm just going to put 5K for short. And then I want to know what that's going to return to at age 55. Okay. So basically you have to multiply, you have to use a multiplier for to find f given p. So what does that look like? In our chart here, find f given p over an interest rate of n. So what is our, we don't know what f is, but we've been given p. So we can use that. So we're going to take 5,000. And we need to multiply it by this particular rate that can be found from our chart. So what is n? N is the number, right? The number of years. In this case, we're going from 30 to 55. So our n equals 55 minus 30. So n is going to equal 25. Okay. So I know my n, I know my I, so I just need my value. So that value can be found in your FE handbook. So we're going to scroll down to where we get to these factor tables, right? That's what it's called. We're looking for the right factor table. So you'll see 1%, 2%, it's not what we need. 6%, nope. 8%, all right. Skipped over it. All right. And this is covering up, probably can't see. Okay. So 8%. And we know that our n is 25. So n is 25. And we're looking for, and I'll just write this over here. We're looking for find f, find f given p. All right. It's important that you understand the terminology. That's it's always find something given something. So find f given p. Okay. So at 25, scroll over because I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, f given p at 25. All right, so 6.8485. So that's my factor. So six point eight. What was it? 6.8485. Okay. And this is my f of p at those interest rates. Okay. So let's find out how much our money is going to be worth over 25 years. And this is like really good stuff because, I mean, if we're investing our money, right, we want it to grow. So we can really see the benefit of having our money growing at 8% after we've invested. Okay, so 5,000 times 6.8485. And I get 34,242. So 34,000 and 2, 4, 2.5. All right. So the answer will be your investment is worth how much at age 55? Well, it's 34,240, or B. All right. So sometimes the answers aren't exact, but they are relatively close. So you can see those numbers are a bit spread out. So that was our first problem. If you're finding value from these videos, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the resources down below. There are going to be different practice tests. There's also going to be courses that I would recommend if you are really wanting to dedicate some time and focus and energy to this FE exam. You can also find a bunch of different resources there, so check the description box down below. All right, and let's get this eraser going. I'm gonna scrib. All right, and go back to my pen. All right, so that was our first question. Let me scroll down to my next question. And as you can see, that was future worth. So we're testing future worth. So if I go back to my 470, back to the civil section, I'm just trying to stress the importance of really making sure that you know what you're studying and that you're mastering these concepts. So yes, that was time value of money. I touched on future worth, and now we're going to touch on annual worth. So it'll be your responsibility to go through everything. But yeah, we want to test present, future worth, equivalent, annual worth. So yeah, I'm going to do an equivalent annual worth really quick. All right. So this one says, you are borrowing your first car and need to borrow $16,000 over 5 years. If interest is 6%, what are your monthly payments? So, not gonna lie, these confuse me sometimes. And before I worked these problems with you, I wanted to make sure that I was clear on these things. I failed the test twice and passed on my third try, and so doing a little bit of a refresher about a year later, I wanted to make sure I'm doing these problems for you correctly. So yeah, these can be a bit tricky. What I'm seeing here, and let's go back to our engineering economics. Okay. So let's just write down what we have and need to borrow $16,000. So again, given a present value equal to $16,000. And my time frame is 5 years. My interest rate is equal to 6%. Okay. And it wants to know what my monthly rates will be, or my monthly payments will be. So that's a A value. And we don't know that. Okay, but they want monthly payment. So my first thing is to get everything in months. All right. So we want our interest rate in months. We want our in months. We just want everything in months to start. If we're going to be given an monthly payment, we need to get our stuff in months. But so let's start there. So let's get our is equal to how many is 5 years? Oh, it's just 5 years times, and then there's 12 months. In 1 year, right? So there's 60 months over that time frame. Cool. So I know I got my time frame, my in months. Okay. Now for my interest, this is an annual interest rate. So I need to get that in months too. So 6% a year, and we want that. Let me give some. I don't like the way that. All right, let's go back. All right, so I wanted my 6% per year. And we know that there's 12 months in 1 year. So we need to divide that by 12. .5% per month. So we got 0.5% per month, and we got 60 months. Okay, it's my time frame. All right, so now we have that information. So now I know my true I, and now we can begin to solve. But I just want to draw this for you so that you can visually see what's going on here. So you're borrowing this car. That's what the problem says, right? So you're down 16K to start. And from here on, month 1, all the way to month 60, you got to pay. You're paying the same thing on monthly payments, right? All right, so that's what we're literally trying to find. So, and we're trying to find A given P all right, for the I and N value. So we first have to take our 16,000, right? and multiply that by our interest factor. So let's go to the table and see if there is a 0.5% interest table. And there is. We're looking for find A given P for 60 months. So I'm literally coming to my table. N is 60. And we want to find A given P. Yep. So if you can see that there, our number comes out to 0.0193. 0.0193, which is equal to, and I'm literally doing these problems with y'all, so just throwing this in my calculator, 16,000 times 0.193. And yeah, I didn't do that right. I put times 0.193. Whoopsies. All right, I get 308.8. So $308.80. All right, is there an answer like that? 308. Yeah, so 309. It's gonna be our monthly payments. And the cool thing about this, you can back check this with like a a car loan kind of calculator. So it's pretty cool. This information is definitely very useful when you're getting into finance and things like that. I am also a budget coach. So for those of you who need help with kind of your spending habits, you can check me out on Instagram. I have a lot of content on that as well. But yeah, engineering economics is crucial. Everything's about money, and you don't want to be spending more money than you have to. So those are my two problems for you. Looks like we're coming up on over 20 minutes or so. If you found some value out of this video, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out the resources down below. Let me know if you have any questions. And in the next video, we're going to be going over, just pull cost, the different types of cost, and what you can expect from that portion of the exam in engineering economics. So I will see you all in the next video. Peace.